Happy Gay Pride. On this momentous occasion, I thought that I would share with you a little bit about some things that I have noticed within the gay community. So the narrative is, health and beauty are subjective. You can be whatever type of body, it doesn't matter. Love yourself, accept yourself. You are perfect the way that you are. Words like fat or obese, thin, anorexic, bulimic are all trigger words. We shouldn't have to conform to any sort of scientific or philosophical ideal of health or beauty. You know, anything objective. We don't judge you for who you are because we don't want to put any more pressure on you because you're a victim. Sounds pretty good, right? Unfortunately, the reality is a little bit more complicated. It's amazing how the gay men, when they come out of the closet, they liberate themselves from stigmas and stereotypes, and entering into the gay community, they then put themselves into tribes. It's like you're walking into the high school cafeteria. Instead of high school, it's the gay community, and everyone is sitting in their cliques. You look around and you think, am I a part of that group? Am I a part of that one? And then out of the blue, a twink comes to you with a form that you have to fill out, and it asks you a lot of questions about how you dress, how you act, and after filling this form out, then you'll know what category of gay you are. Are you young and thin-built with little or no hair? Are you fashionable? And do you kind of act like an airhead? You're probably a twink. And if you're a twink but with a little bit more toned muscles, then you're a twunk. Are you a bear? Well, you are if you're middle-aged with a lot of hair and a bigger set body, exuding the masculine qualities. Or maybe just the cub if you're all of that but younger. Jocks have their tribe too, just like in high school. Into sports and muscular. Show queens, geeks, trans, they all have their place. A daddy is an older, fatherly-like figure who usually dates younger men. And a muscle daddy is all of that, but with muscles. And if you put leather into the mix, you got it, a leather daddy, etc., etc., etc. Did you notice a common thread that runs through all of the traits? You got it. They're all physical. They're all external. Gay men categorize themselves based on how they look and how they act. Sounds very progressive. And as with high school, the gay men that form these little cliques or tribes, they may enter as a beginner. They may not have all of the accessories, or they may not act fully as the others in that group. But little by little, these men begin to all act the same. They talk the same, they have the same clothes, they do the same things, but most importantly, they have the same sexual interests. Look at any gay influencer on Instagram, and you will see that everything is about sex and sex appeal. And the members of the group, because it's almost like a necessity to belong and to act like everyone else, they put undue pressure on themselves to conform, to mold the way that they live their life in order to belong. I'm sure that if you are a muscle daddy or a jock, you spend a lot of your time in the gym. And if you let any of your hair grow out, dear twinks, then you will be banished to the land of he once was a twink. When your identity is defined by your sexuality and your physical appearance, then that's going to be your main preoccupation. For me, coming from a very strict religious background, I know what it's like to be in a group and to feel the pressure of conforming to the status quo. I felt like I had to change so many aspects of my personality to fit in. And that includes everything: behavior, words, clothing, because I wanted to be what was held up to be the ideal. And it's not always something that is conscious. It's just the natural product of being in a community. And it's funny, thinking about my time in the seminary, we were told that we shouldn't stand out. It was a time of formation. It was like taking clay, and God would work with us the more open and generous we were to become another Christ as a priest. We all dressed the same in the black cassock. We all spoke the same words. We became a number in the whole group. Our whole lives were dictated by a schedule. Even our haircuts were not something crazy. They all pretty much looked the same. In a lot of ways, it was like the military. We had a goal. We had to become a priest. So everything that we did was going towards that. We were very conscious of what was happening, that we were transforming into something. And within the gay community, what's the purpose of going into tribes? Just to feel like you belong? Because the idea is, when you come out, you are who you are. You don't have to conform. You don't have to do any of these things. But then, entering into the community, there's a pressure to be a certain way, to act a certain way. I'm sure that there are gay men who feel perfectly satisfied living within their tribe and acting that way. Maybe that's how they are naturally. But I suspect that a lot of people changed their personality, changed the way they behaved in order to belong. It wasn't, I act like this, he acts like this, hey, it's similar, let's get together. But more, I want to be a part of that group. So what do I have to do in order to change? At this time, I'm running a poll on my Instagram. If you want to follow, it's I Am Judas Project, where I asked if gay men felt insecure about their bodies, especially compared to that ideal body presented in social media. And everyone said yes. Why? Many gay men who have not been exposed to the gay community and who haven't yet decided if it's for them or not, they experience it through social media, through movies and TV shows, and they're presented with certain stereotypes. And because I think human beings naturally want to belong in a tribe, I mean, we call them tribes, so it comes from our ancestors, those gay men who come out are gonna think, this is how a gay man acts. This is how a gay man looks, and therefore I have to act like that too. In a lot of ways, I think that I was lucky coming out at the age of 28, because not only was I older, but I also had that experience of living within a very strict culture and seeing that pressure put upon me to be a certain way. So when I came out and I thought, I'm going to now be a part of the community, it didn't take long before I saw the contradictions. I think it's important for gay men to realize that what is presented in social media as the gay community is not everything. Many gay men do not feel like they belong to the community. We shouldn't feel the pressure to obsess over our bodies and how sexy we are. That's not a healthy perspective for anyone, whether you're gay or not, to constantly focus on that. How do others see me? And instead of thinking there are only these options, these tribes that I can belong to, think instead, what will really fulfill me? What will really make me happy? Beware of the media and culture telling you how you need to act, how you need to dress, how you need to talk in order to be gay, be healthy, be happy, and most importantly, be awake and aware of what is happening around you and what's influencing you. I know there's a lot that can be said about this, and if you want to add your 2 cents, you can leave a comment down below. I read everything and I try to respond, but I think that's all for this video. Thank you for stopping by, listening to me talk again. Please like and subscribe to my channel and tell your friends about it. I think that if anything, it might start up a good conversation. If you want to help me in my project financially, I started a page on Ko-fi. It's like Patreon, and I have special content on there for people who donate, but it's just a way to just give a little bit to help me eat. I mean, work on my project. But besides that, I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.